Hello and welcome into In Focus Kentucky, where each week we take a look at issues that matter to you right here in the Bluegrass State, and we'll talk with the lawmakers, community organizers, and people like you who help shape those policies. We are highlighting summer and fall tourism opportunities in Kentucky, and for today's episode we are broadcasting from Kentucky Kingdom here in the city of Louisville, one of the very unique outdoor adventures in the Bluegrass State. Did you know that Kentucky is home to only 3 amusement parks, including Kentucky Splash Water Park in Williamsburg, Kentucky, Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green, and Kentucky Kingdom here in the city of Louisville, which has been open since 1987. But before we talk about amusement parks, we head to Slade, Kentucky, where a new outdoor adventure park is open that is thrilling and fun for all ages. If you're looking to test your limits when it comes to outdoor adventures in the Bluegrass State, Thrillsville Adventure Park specializes in helping get visitors their adrenaline rush.
When we initially opened it, it was a little more challenging. It was more like a American Ninja Warrior style. It was too hard for most families to be able to complete, so we tore it down and redid the whole thing, and designed it now to where you can make it challenging or make it easy. You can zip through most of it if you wanted.
Thrillsville, which is an aerial adventure park in the heart of the Red River Gorge, has only been open for 2 years, but is set up so that adults and even kids starting at age 10 are able to experience the fun together.
And then we put in a lower course so that the kids would have something to do. Bring in more of the adults could actually participate in everything and still have us watching the kids and helping them with the lower course.
Josh Gentry has been with Thrillsville since the park opened and says no matter what your experience level is, each course is designed to test your limits.
You'll start out by climbing up the wall, and once you get to the top, you'll zip across to the top layer. You'll go all the way around, do the full circle of each obstacle up there, and then you'll go down a ladder, and then you will do the second layer. And then when you get done with that, we have a zip that goes all the way out into a big field. So you get the little better zip, a longer zip, faster. And then when you're done with that, you can come back, you can climb the wall you want. We have an invert wall out back that goes kind of upside down. So I add a little bit of challenge if you want to zip again.
Even though being suspended high above in the air is a requirement of the aerial course, Gentry says keeping all guests safe is a top priority.
And you'll start out by, we'll harness you up in a suit that will have a open face carabiner, so you're connected at all times. There's no point while you're on the course that you can disconnect yourself from it. And when you start out, just go ahead and fall and experience. Just let yourself, if you want, just let yourself hang down and feel what it feels like. Hold your whole weight on there and have the harness hold you. Once you've experienced that, the whole course gets a whole lot easier. You get braver, willing to try put a little more risk in it.
Workers at Thrillsville say while they have a steady amount of visitors through the spring, summer, and fall months, they are already planning to add additional course options in 2019 to attract more people to the park.
A lot of plans for the future. We have a mountain bike park that we're going to be opening soon. It's a very large mountain bike park, and little by little we're just going to keep expanding to give more activities, draw more people down here.
And joining me now to talk more about the history of Kentucky Kingdom is Ed Hart, President and CEO of this great facility. Thanks so much for joining us here on In Focus Kentucky.
Mario, it's really a pleasure to be with you and all your viewers, and welcome to Kentucky Kingdom.
Well, thank you for having me so much.
And I might add, Hurricane Bay.
Hurricane Bay is
part of which is right behind us.
It's a great view for sure.
We have one of the largest wave pools in the country, actually. We have 6-foot waves, and we do that 3 times a day, and they're really awesome, so you got to go in the water later.
Oh yeah, I'll take a little dip to kind of cool off. Let's start with some of the history of the park here. You have been around since it actually opened up, so give us a little bit of the history when the park first opened.
Well, actually the park opened in 1987. A crew from Texas came in and wanted the park to be associated with the State Fair Midway. They ran into some issues right away, and they didn't even finish that 1987 season. The park stayed down for about 3 years. I was involved with a lot of turnaround projects in Louisville, in real estate primarily. And the creditors for that facility that closed down contacted me. And at first I wasn't really interested, but I started looking at the numbers and realizing the possibilities. I realized, for example, that Indianapolis and Nashville, both of which are in close proximity to Louisville, didn't have theme parks of their own. Huh. So we saw Louisville and those two markets as very, very rich possibilities. When I first evaluated this back in 1990, I've learned as I've gotten older that all cliches are true. Well, ignorance is bliss. I didn't realize then how difficult it was running a facility that employs 1,400 and up to 1,700 seasonal team members, all of which have to be trained in safety, certified ride operators, certified lifeguards. We have a full-time staff of 70 individuals, plenty of technicians behind the scene that attend to the ride. So it's actually a small city. Of course, I didn't realize all that in 1990. And the first year we opened, we did 137,000 visitors.
Wow.
And 7 years later, we were up to 1.4 million visitors. So myself and my team, and something like this never happens unless you have a really good team behind you. Myself and my team grew the business, and then a national operator, Six Flags, came in and they bought the park from me. We went on to open one in Hot Springs, Arkansas, and then when that national operator ran into some financial difficulties, the park was closed for 4 years. We bid against some other folks who were interested in reopening the facility, and we got it back in 2014, and we've been operating it for the last 4 years. This is now our 14, 15, this is now our 5th season of reopening Kentucky Kingdom. So we've watched a lot happen during that period of time. The park now is bigger and better than it's ever been. Our audience is really responding favorably. We get great reviews on social media. We get really outstanding reports from our secret shoppers. So we're very proud, my team and myself, to have the opportunity to bring this incredible facility back to Louisville. Keep in mind that we're right across the street from the International Airport. We're in the crossroads of 2 major interstate highways.
Right.
Having this facility down for 4 years, just fallow, weeds growing over, buildings going into disrepair, was not exactly good for Kentucky or Louisville. We embarked upon a 3-year program of redevelopment. We spent about little over $62 million to reopen this and make it as good as it's ever been before. So that's the short capsulized history of where we are today.
It sounds like a lot of ups and downs, but where the park is right now, it is going pretty strong.
Well, the last couple of years, we've hit 800,000 visitors. We expect that to grow to over 1 million in time. As I said, in the 90s, we did 1.4 million visitors. I think it just takes time, especially for people from out of state, to get reacquainted with the facility and everything it has to offer. Our season pass sales are generally in the realm of about 100,000 plus a year. This season, as everybody knows in Kentucky, it's been very, very wet. We only operate for about 100 days, so a very wet season hurts us. So our attendance is down this year, but as my partners, Bruce Lunsford, Ed Glasscock, and the Al.J. Schneider Company, which is the hotel chain in Louisville, say, we're like farmers. Every 10 years you get a bad season and the crop may not be that good. So for us, it's a marathon, not a sprint. So we weather the storms.
Absolutely. I know just in the last few years, your team has doubled the size of the water park and has actually won several awards for the work that you are doing here at Kentucky Kingdom. So talk about that.
Yeah, we regularly win. The word win is, I hate to use, there's a lot of really nice theme parks all over the country. There's some very good theme parks in Kentucky. We're just the largest theme park by far. We're on 63 acres. We do that 800,000 people on average a year. But we're more concerned, besides winning awards for excellence, we're really concerned about winning of safety awards. And we get acknowledged every year by our procedures in safety. We have over 200 lifeguards that work for us. We get certified with Platinum Awards, which is the highest distinction in the lifeguard world of performance. Our ride operators are certified. Our technical team has multiple levels of technical efficiency and accommodations. So behind the scenes, the most important thing, Mario, is to keep your park safe and friendly. We have a motto, make mom happy. And you know how you do that besides the attractions?
How do you do that?
Keeping the bathrooms clean, which we do, keeping the grounds clean, making everything fresh. So I think we've done a very good job in perhaps turning around the impression from the previous operator who fell on some hard times and some of their standards dropped. So there were some doubting Thomases when we took over in 2014. But based upon the progress of our attendance and based upon all the acknowledgements and guest comment forms, I think we've turned the corner on that. And everybody knows when they come to Kentucky Kingdom, not only are they going to get 5 world-class roller coasters and over 70 attractions, they're going to get a safe, family-friendly facility.
Coming up, we'll continue our conversation with the president and CEO of Kentucky Kingdom and share with you what's new at the park this season. Stick with us. You're watching In Focus Kentucky.